Hey everybody, Rob Riggle here.
I'm Darren Leader.
We're back at Riggle's Picks, and friends, we have a special guest.
Wait.
This is part of the, by the way, we're still engaged, heavily engaged in the Big Slick Chronicles.
It's heavy duty Big Slick Chronicles right now, and I don't want to be that guy, but these are impromptu interviews.
Yeah.
We're just grabbing
We are
people.
literally yanking people out of a party
Yep.
to come talk to us, and Tyler has taken the time to do that. So thank you so much, Tyler.
Tyler,
very welcome,
please,
guys.
please, I don't want to F up your last name. Will you pronounce
we
your
don't.
last
Nobody
name?
can get this right.
It's very tricky.
It's gonna take at some point. It's Hoechlin, like Hecklin.
Hoechlin.
It
sounds easy.
It's like
but how do you
Keckner.
spell it?
But it's spelled.
It's just like Keckner.
Yeah.
That's actually, so when I met David, it was one of the first things I said. I was like, is your last name pronounced Keckner? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, okay, mine's Hoechlin and it's the same thing.
But it's H-E-O or
it's Hoechlin.
It's very confusing.
Looks like either Hoechlin, Heschlin.
Yeah.
I get all of them.
I didn't want to mess it up.
But it's Hoechlin.
Yeah, Hecklin.
Hoechlin's so easy.
It's you should
It's
just
easy.
respell
It sounds so easy when you hear it.
Have you ever
Yeah.
thought about respelling it?
like legally.
I actually always thought, I was like, I really wish my parents would have given me a stage name. This would have been so much easier.
Right.
It would've
Like
been so
Tyler
much
Heck,
easier.
H-E-C-K.
Anything. Heck was what when I was playing baseball growing up, Heck was always the nickname.
Of
Really?
course.
Heck, yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So baseball was your jam.
That was my thing, man.
That was apparent today on the baseball diamond out at the Kauffman Stadium, the K.
Dude.
I watched this guy knock a dinger home run, right? He goes yard early.
Pretty cool, bro.
Then he's making all kinds of catches out in the field. He even when he was even a gentleman, because that's what Superman does. When the ladies were hitting, he caught a fly ball and I saw him give it the old whoops.
Yeah. Dropped
Oops.
it.
And made it to first base, and she was so, I did it. I did it. I was like, lady.
Yeah, guess again, lady.
Oh, you got a break.
You know what? I think you need to keep it real. You need to let them be out. If they're out, no matter who it is, you just catch the ball and then look at them and go, ha ha!
I was the first time attendee. I was trying not to ruffle any feathers.
No.
I asked
So am
Rob,
I, Tyler.
I asked Rob in the last inning. I was like, hey, I got to know. I was like, are we permission to make all plays right now because it's the last inning? Like, how serious are we taking this?
And
Like,
what did I say?
are we doing? He said, dude, every out. Every out. Get
him.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because I hit a pop-up like a sucker today, and it was caught. I had a couple pop-ups. Let's be honest. I had a couple pop-ups in the infield, and nobody gave me mercy.
No.
So I was like, take it to him, Tyler.
Yeah, just
Sudeikis-
to the wall.
Sudeikis was up at the end, and he got a really nice ovation from the crowd. And I was like, "Oh God, please don't! Just please don't!" I looked at him again. I was like, "Bro, like Gladiator." I was like, "Are we like what are we
And like
doing?"
Caesar, I gave him
Down.
from the outfield.
So Superman,
Yes, sir.
how is that?
Yeah, how's that roll?
Wild, man. Crazy that it was 8 years. I was supposed to do 2 episodes of that. That was really supposed to be it. I was supposed to do 2 episodes as a guest star on Supergirl, and it was honestly, it was never a character on my radar. I'd never thought about it, and so when the opportunity came up, I was like, you know what? Cool. 2 episodes. I'll do this for a few weeks and then check it off the list. I played a superhero right on, and then somehow turned into 8 years later. It's wild, but.
It's a fantastic series.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We're really proud of it.
And you work with our friend Bitsy.
Yeah.
Mutual
I do.
friend.
My fake wife that I have arguments with on a daily basis.
Does that make her your real wife?
I guess probably technically. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I think-
we have so much fun, man. Honestly, I got so lucky. We never had any chemistry reads. Nothing. She just got cast separately after I'd done a couple episodes, and we hit it off right away. And then we started shooting our show, and before we even filmed the first episode, we were doing a screen test, and she's the most hilarious person. She is one of the smartest people you'll ever meet.
She is.
And she's a 4-year-old also at the same time. So we were doing the screen test. All we're supposed to do is walk down. I'm in a suit. She's in a wedding gown. And we're just supposed to walk down looking at the camera. Super simple. That's it. She was in the middle of telling me about a restaurant she had found in Vancouver. And they go, okay, ready, and she goes, they have the most amazing. He goes, action. And we start walking. And like actors, you just stop. So you're walking. 5 seconds into this, halfway to the camera, she goes, skewers. I'm like, what? What did
She couldn't help herself.
What did she couldn't stop?
She couldn't help herself.
She had to finish the sentence.
It's almost like Steve Carell in The Office when he's like, "That's what she said."
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
she couldn't
yes.
hold it.
Yeah.
Couldn't hold it back.
Could not finish it. We were like almost to the close-up for the thing going
All
to
we
the
had to
network.
do
I'm
was
like,
get to
bro,
here.
you had 10 more seconds to just wait to finish that story.
That sounds like
Couldn't hold it
Bitsy.
in.
So
That sounds like Bitsy.
Tyler,
God.
where are you from originally?
Southern California, about an hour outside of LA. So Inland Empire, Corona, Norco.
Oh,
Yeah.
south.
Yep.
All right. Oh, Norco.
Yeah. Do you know Norco?
I do know Norco.
Get out. How do you know
He's
Norco?
another California.
I used to play. I used to play a regular residency at UC Riverside at the Barn.
No way.
Do you know the Barn?
I don't know the Barn, but my dad went to UCR.
Ask him if he knows the Barn. It used to be
Okay.
a venue on campus.
Okay.
So I'd go down there and I'd have to drive right around Norco and all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
The
Yeah,
IE.
that's where I grew
Let's
up, man.
go.
That's where
So
I grew
Tyler, the
up.
first time I saw you act, I was so blown away. I thought, man, you're doing some serious work with some serious people at a very high level. I was really blown away the first time I ever saw it. And it was Road to Perdition,
Oh, thank you.
which was
thank you.
2000. You played Tom Hanks' son, the one
Did.
that survived the attack,
Yeah.
and then you two went on the road.
Yeah.
And I still that one quote when you said, "I want $500, whatever," and then
Oh, yeah.
you asked for it. You go, "Wait, could I have more?"
Can I have more?
Yeah, that was such a great line. And he goes, "You'll never know." It was just awesome. I love that movie. That was a great job.
Thank you, man.
You did
That
a
was-
wonderful job.
that
What
was
was that
a
experience
treat.
like?
It's funny. I always say I was old enough to appreciate it and remember most of it, but I was young enough to not be too intimidated by it. You know what I mean? Like I remember just running up to Paul Newman and being like, "Hey, I'm Tyler. I'm playing your grandson." And my mom was freaking out in the corner, and being like, "That's Paul Newman." He's
That's
gonna do-"
Paul Newman, dude.
Yeah.
And so like I knew who they were. Like I knew they were. I grew up with Big and Splash, so I really knew who Tom was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't old enough yet to be too.
You
in
weren't
my
freaked
head
out
about
about
it. Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's cool. I get to work with Tom Hanks. That's awesome. But it just immediately was just like, all right, cool. And Sam Mendes made me feel really comfortable. The guys, I always say they were great. People ask like, did they give you a lot of like, tips and things like that? And I think what they did that was actually awesome for me as a young actor was they kind of just left me alone. So for me, I felt like, oh, I belong here.
Yeah.
Because they're like, dude, I don't need to tell you anything. Like, you're here for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
so I got a lot of stuff from Sam, and I would watch them work, and I'd watch how Paul would prepare and things like that. But I always say the best thing I got out of that was I got to see at a very, very young age how to be like a true pro. Just
Right.
a true
Yeah.
pro, how to act, how to carry yourself on set, how to prepare, how to be on time. They treated every person on the production like they were the financier. I mean, it was just like, I was like, okay, so there's no excuse. There's no excuse to ever be that
A
person on
dick.
set that's,
Don't be a
this
dick.
and none of that. So that was big for me, because then in my teen years, I'd see people come into LA and they'd get a little bit of that. Like they'd blow up real quick and feel like, oh, I made it. And I'm like, dude, I don't think you ever do. Like, you just kind of keep going. So,
That's I talk about that all the time too. In our business, there's and I naively thought that if I got this gig,
Yeah.
that I would make it, and then that's it. And I've kind of like, oh, good, now I've arrived, and it'll be easy from here. That just is the most foolish. I look at it now, I want to
Yeah.
laugh because I
Yeah.
can't believe I ever had a mentality like that or thought like that. There is no finish line
No.
in the arts.
Nope.
You just get a gig, you do the best you can, you hope it's good, you hope you enjoy, you hope you grow a little bit, and then it's over, and
Yeah.
you have to get a new gig.
Dude, oftentimes a question in an interview would be, when did you know you made it, right? And my thought is, there wasn't a moment where I went, I made it.
Yeah.
Because your journey started and it's still going.
Yeah.
So is yours.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know that there's any real moment where you go, whew, I made it.
No. So
Doesn't
I
happen.
think that's what you have, though. I think you have moments.
Yeah.
It's like you're having
You
a
have
moment.
little victories.
You're having a
there's
moment.
cool
Right now,
things.
it's a good time and it's a cool thing, and then eventually it's going to fade, and there's going to be the next thing, and you don't know if it's going to be great, it's going to be terrible, but you're just having a moment. And
Yeah.
so like,
Did
yeah.
you always want to be an actor?
I wanted to act when I was really young. I started acting when I was, so the reason I got into it's ridiculous. So I was like 7 years old, and I found out from my parents that I'd done commercials as a baby. And I was like, oh,
Cool.
did I get money for that? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to like, I could buy my own baseball cards and video games whenever I wanted. I don't have to wait for my allowance. So it was just like a thought that came through. And then we had a letter in the mail that showed up, and it was like, like John Robert Powers kind of thing. So it wasn't them, but it was like this acting school in LA, and they were going around Southern California at convention centers and having people come in and do auditions. And so I had a baseball game that weekend that got rained out in Moreno Valley. If you've been out to UCR,
yeah.
you know Moreno Valley.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, so Moreno Valley Desert, I played there my whole life. I probably had, in like 12 years of playing there, 3 or 4 games get rained out.
Right.
We were driving out there, and it's like early days of cell phones. My mom and dad had one like in the center console of the car.
Yes.
And so we get a call from our coach at the field. He's like, hey, we had a freak storm come through. They didn't tarp the field, so it's canceled. The games are canceled. I'm like, oh, well, let's go to that acting audition thing at the Ontario Convention Center. So
Really?
So that's where we went. We went there, and
What a chance! See that? Don't you feel like
dude.
destiny's involved?
yeah.
Do you think
It was
Jesus is
weird.
like, we're gonna make it rain?
Yeah,
This is our future Superman.
that's right.
Oh, dude, and by the way, I have no idea how else I ever would have found it. Because, like, it was a thought to do it, but it wasn't necessarily, like, I grew up in Inland Empire. It wasn't, like, an arts necessarily kind of place. So,
Right.
And my baseball schedule was so hectic, I don't know that I ever would have sought it
amazing.
out.
Isn't that wild?
And so, yeah, I just kind of fell into it. And I enjoyed it, started going to classes and kind of fun with it. And then, yeah, one thing led to another. I got an agent 6 months into that. My 5th audition, I got my first little job. And then it just kind of built from there.
Well done.
So random.
I always enjoy hearing the origin stories because,
That's a great story.
and I do. When I hear a story like that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a hand of fate. I
Yeah.
feel like somebody was tinkering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know?
Mother Nature's like, yeah, he's gonna be Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna be Superman.
I pushed it off for a long time, man. I turned down a few things when I was playing high school ball, college ball. My favorite one, my agent almost dropped me for this, I think. I turned down a meeting with Francis Ford Coppola when I was playing summer ball.
You did?
I did, yeah. I ended up meeting him a couple of years later.
That's
on
a
the
baller
project.
move, dude.
Yeah, your agent probably lost his
Oh,
mind.
dude, he could not believe it. He's like, you have a meeting with Francis Ford Coppola on Thursday, and I was like, bro, I'm in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin right now. I was like, I'm not gonna be there. He's like, you're not gonna go. I'm like, I'm on a bus with 25 other guys, and like, there's no airport where we are. I was like, it was the
That's true. though.
Northwoods League.
So it's a logistical
No.
nightmare. It wasn't like you were there and you blew
Wait
it
a minute.
off.
Hold on.
This
Wait.
is pre-Uber, all this
Yeah.
stuff. I didn't know how to get a car to get to
You
wherever we
big-dicked
were.
Francis Ford Coppola?
I just respectfully said, I'm playing summer ball.
You know what? That's why you're the winner.
And that's why you're Superman. Because you said, you know what? I got teammates that count on me. I'm going to play ball like I promised.
Yeah.
Tell Mr. Coppola I'll see him when I'm back in town.
Yeah, if
See
I
you
have
later.
time.
See
Yeah.
you next time.
God bless.
God, Tyler, you're the best.
I kind of want to be more like Tyler.
I think we should all be a little more like Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably
No,
coulda
blaze
got
a trail.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
What's Francis calling? Excuse me? No, I'm playing backgammon. Click. That's what I'm talking about. You get it.
Dude, I'm so glad you came this year.
Oh, dude, I can't tell you how long I've wanted to be out here for it, and I couldn't be more grateful to be here. It's such a cool thing you guys have done.
Well, you're a heck of a player.
amazing.
It's really cool.
He's the
you-
best player on the field
Really
today.
cool you hit a home run, man. You made
Oh,
us
and
all
even
look
the,
really
even the
great.
owner of the
dude.
Royals, even the
Oh,
owner,
yeah?
I was up in the owner suite, and the owner of the Royals said, he goes, it was a great game today, and I was like, well, we kind of screw around. It's kind of
Yeah.
He goes, no. He goes, I saw some real plays out there, and I go,
He's
well.
getting to recruit him.
And he goes, and there was a couple dingers, and I go, actually, yeah. I go, we had one guy out there who he played college ball. And he goes, it was that shortstop, wasn't it? I go, it was, it was.
So not
You
only is
recognize.
I'll take it.
not only Superman, now you're going to play for the Royals. This is amazing.
Oh, dude, my dream is a Major League Baseball season. If I could do anything, one.
Okay,
one
so
year
I
in
went
a
to
club-
Royals. I went to Royals fantasy camp.
Oh yeah.
George Brett was my manager. I mean, it was the best time I ever
Yeah.
had. And of course, I blew out both hammies and both quads. Yeah, because and they tell you, they go, guys, it's all a bunch of old dudes.
Yeah.
We're out there, trying to have a fantasy camp. But you're in the uniforms. You're at the facility. It's a spring training, and it's awesome, right? And you, as much as you warm up, they say, guys, don't sprint the bases because you're gonna blow something. And everyone's like, we got it. We hear you. I got one hit. And I came out of the box so hot.
Gone.
I blew out, tore both. My quads were yellow because I ripped the muscles in them so bad. And it's so funny because all of us are just these old broken dudes. And we, between games, because we play double headers every day, between games, it's just, there's one massive cold plunge with 50 dudes in it up to their waist. We look like celery stalks coming out of a small cup. We're just leaning on.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude.
Trying to-
Today, I was warming up before the game,
Yeah.
throwing the ball with Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Throwing, and he keeps getting further and further. And I'm like, oh, okay, you go, Paul. And I'm throwing more. And now I'm just gunning it,
Yeah.
right? And throwing is not my strong point. But I'm throwing it, and all of a sudden, after the game, I'm walking, I'm like, oh my, I am hurting. My body's like, dude, we don't do this movement. And I'm like, oh God, officially old.
You're
No,
too
dude.
sedentary.
Yeah.
But
Not me.
Throwing even when you're practicing all the time, the shoulder's always hanging or something after.
Yeah.
Like, it's no joke.
So
Yeah.
So today, playing
Yeah.
the game, did you just get the fever again to play?
Oh, all the time.
right?
Yeah.
You get the itch.
It's the camaraderie, it's the dugout, it's the locker room. But I was one of those weird guys. Like, I liked practice.
Yeah.
I liked drills. I liked the whole thing. I enjoyed.
You're a coach's dream.
I was a teacher's pet and coach's guy. Yeah, I just love that stuff. I love the pursuit.
Tyler, you're perfect.
You can't no. Okay, but
Tyler's perfect.
This is what I liked about baseball. You're so far from it. You're so far from perfect. Like, okay, so like I'm a big F1 fan. F1, like, you're chasing the perfect lap, and it's down to thousandths of a second, right? And you kind of can run almost like what you would call a perfect lap, to where you go like, I don't know if you can get around the track faster than that. Baseball, you are constantly so far from perfect, like, unless you throw a perfect
Yeah, and
game.
if you're hitting 3 out of 10,
That's
awesome.
great.
You're legendary. Yeah,
legendary. So for me, it's such a symbolic thing about life that, like, that's why I liked it, because it's like you can never even get close.
All you can achieve is
That's cool.
excellence.
You're
You can't achieve
trying-
perfection, but you can achieve excellence.
100%. Yeah.
That's
It's
how I feel about
that's
golf.
What I loved about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
golf's the same way.
man.
You
Yeah,
golf?
even more so. Yeah, terribly, but yeah.
Okay.
But it's the same thing.
Sometime you'll have to come out with us.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
man,
golf.
yeah.
We're golfing nuts. So you're
Okay.
gonna have to come out.
All right.
And with your dedication, it's only a matter of time before you become a really good golfer.
I need to finally take some lessons. I
Yeah.
grew up with, like, my grandparents and my parents playing. I need to finally just go to the range a couple times. and
You,
be like,
I
what am
almost
doing
feel
wrong?
bad doing this to him because he's gonna get addicted.
Oh, I know.
I know.
But
it's time.
we can
It's
take money
time.
off him in the beginning.
Yeah,
So we got to get him. We got to get him early. We got to bet hard.
yeah. And
Because in 6 months we're screwed.
Just write the money off as the learning curve.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
necessary.
It's like a lesson.
100%.
It's a lesson. You're investing in yourself, Tyler. It's
Exactly.
going to be totally worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tyler.
Yeah.
Superman. Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well done.
Well,
Dude,
yeah.
thank you so much for coming,
Dude,
bro.
Thank you guys,
Thank
man.
you, man,
So,
so
awesome.
much.
Appreciate
Look
it.
forward to having you back next year.
Oh, we got to sign off with the officials.
Hey, everybody, I'm Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
This has been Riggle's Picks.